Alright, there we go. We're all set. I think. Yep, here we go. Everything working? Looks like it is. Howdy, Xavier. Always good to see you in the chat. I got access to a couple of the older FromSoft games and the older FromSoft games and played a bit of the first Armored Core. It was a lot of fun. Well, that's good. I mean, you can't go wrong there, right? Wait, chat. Chat. Just occurred to me. Did I unlock the shortcut down here? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did. Oh, whoops. Well, it's fine. I repaired my weapon and stuff, so we're good. Let's see what's my damage looking like. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't remember two-shotting these guys last time, so I think the weapon upgrades are paying off. And I'm glad you're enjoying the older Armored Core stuff. I started with Armored Core 2, personally, because my friend had that one at the time. That's how I got into it. Wait 1 second. Audio's a little loud on my end. Yeah, oh my god, it's way too loud on my side. Gotta turn that down. No, you can't go down from here. Okay. Perfect. Oh, is there a fall up there? No, okay, there is not a... They need to add more combos that let you switch between it, so you can have more seamless, combos and fighting and stuff. They really do need to expand your options. Oh. Oh. Not bad. More pebbles. Alright, so that guy still need a little bit more on the damage front. There we go. Bloodborne, my beloved! Hey, Mercy, welcome into the chat. Oh, I'd love more animations for immersion. I mean, more animations are always just nice, right? Is Loki actually streaming Bloodborne? Yeah, I do that, you know, semi-frequently. It's not that crazy, you know? I swear, if frickin' if Jura's friend decides he's gonna come down there and die, like, what can I do, chat? I don't see it from up here, chat. Well, I should say down here, honestly. Which way is the way to go? This way, right? Alright, we need to unlock the other. There we go. Oh, a little too early there. It became such a meme seeing Loki play older Souls games. Wait, what's that supposed to mean, I play my older games. I love my older titles. By the way, we might be doing the Dark Souls lore play as soon as this Friday. I think I've got the scheduling all set up. It's been raining a lot, chat. So it's been a little weird with scheduling things this week. I'm extra tired today, but oh well, that was a little late. Well, I'm dead. Honestly, I deserve to die for that. I don't believe you, Loki. That's fine. Don't. You're the one who's losing that bet. But yeah, I wanted to relax today playing some BB. I'm going to probably be posting a little bit of my Mensis thesis tonight as well. The draft is coming together, but it's a lot easier to explain Mensis than it is to write about Mensis. Because there's just so many, like, factors in play, and, like, there's, like, so much explaining and context and crap. It's like, goodness me. I could be here forever. Anyway, we're going to be skipping you. We don't need to be waiting here. Damn, I was hoping I could get my HP back, but that didn't work out. There we go. Ow! Oh, that's not a... Yeah. I was like, wait a second, that's not a place you want to be running into. Oh, hey, buddy. Hello, good sir. Man, you can really aim that Gatling gun down, huh? Anyway, can you tell us some lore? For what? For BB or stuff? I guess I can talk a bit about what I'm working on for Mensis and why it's becoming so difficult. Because the issue with Mensis, chat, is that there's various things that come together to become the Mensis philosophy, right? Now, yes, they are, in fact, simply batshit insane. But they're batshit insane with reason. So, putting that all together is what is becoming the hardest part about this analysis, because it makes me go through my original outline, and as I'm writing it, I'm like, I gotta reorder this. I don't think this is gonna be the way I want to explain it. Right? So originally, I wasn't gonna explain the whole getting themselves based in, there's some more shards. In Yahar Ghul, until about, I would argue, maybe the end of the first third, maybe around the midpoint of the actual thesis. Depends on how long the full thing's gonna be. But let's say it'll be, like, at the end of the first third. Now I'm thinking I need to put it closer to, like, the 10% mark. Oh! I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that guy to be that close. Alright. Oh, man, I missed! That's why our blunderbuss comes in handy. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Anyway, so as I was saying, so the blunderbuss and stuff. So no blunderbuss. The Mensis and Yahar Ghul and everything. It's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to explain that earlier, right? And the reason I need to explain that earlier is because it's a lot easier for me to segue into the other stuff about their philosophy than having to go back and then having to explain, oh, you see, and they teamed up with the cleric class that exists in Yahar Ghul, and involved in that is the fact that Yahar Ghul has had hunters for a very long time, even going before that, which means the Healing Church had a presence there for a while already, and because there's so many hunters, we can also infer that Yahar Ghul was also using blood ministration, yada yada, right? Like, it's a lot more random for me to do that tangent in the in the middle of, like, an analysis which has not been about that. It's a lot easier if I start this early on and be like, okay, we talked about, like, why Mensis exists, which is because of the choir. Like, chiefly, that is why. Like, the choir is the reason that the Mensis scholars started pursuing their alternate solutions in the first place, right? So, there we go. Alright, gave him a rectum exam. Thank you for the pellets. And that's all fine and dandy, right? So I just gotta move that thing into the beginning. But then, I still have to find a way to kind of chain together this very, I wouldn't say complex per se, but this very multi-faceted philosophy and methodology, which leads to them going, hey, we need baby, offer up to Great One in order to become as gods. don't know. Being a writer must be hard, lol. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the universe, but yes, it can be at least mentally a little taxing. There we go. So, in the case of like what comprises the Mensis mindset, their influences come from about 4 or 5 places. First was, of course, Lawrence. They're really into Lawrence. Now, you have to understand it from their perspective. Mensis are a bunch of outsiders as far as the Bergenworth lineage is concerned. The Choir, they have a legit cause to say, yeah, you know what, we are the heirs to Bergenworth and its traders, right? Because there's a direct lineage connecting them all the way back to Willem via the actual founders of the church who were raising them at the orphanage. Okay, there's nothing else here. So you know what, fair enough. Now where that gets a little more dicey though is that Mensis, they're like, okay, well, we can have that too, and obviously they LARP as Bergenworth students with their uniform, right? But you know that's before all that. Ultimately, they're like, okay, what's our claim to legitimacy? Well, okay, we don't think the Choir is following through with what Lawrence wanted, right? Because the Choir's obviously got their own like agenda, and they have a huge focus more on the kin and stuff like that, right? Like all of that is very much true. Mensis instead focuses, and they're like, ah ha ha, no, but look at what Lawrence did. You see, Lawrence wasn't, like, looking up at the sky, right? He was looking down on Earth at the blood. Now, obviously, Choir is also using blood administration, but they had to use it for... They use it as a means to an... They use it as simply a means to an end. Their ultimate focus is always looking toward the stars and wanting, ultimately, the gods to then look upon them and bring them up on their own, right? After they've engineered the blood to sort of take away all those impurities. Mensis don't see that in the same light. What happens is they look at what Lawrence did and they're like, okay, he's going through the blood and all that stuff and everything. And he's like doing all these experiments and things, right? And ultimately, what he does is he ends up taking a great one, infant great one, a baby, right? And he goes the other way. He goes all the way to Flora directly. And asks her, essentially, to help with this, essentially, right? Creates a dream world for him, and then he kind of drops off the mat, right? Now, we obviously know what happens with Lawrence, thanks to the Chalice Dungeons and stuff. But as far as Mensis and stuff are concerned, who knows? Lawrence may have actually succeeded and got Flora to uplift and become a great one through the blood. And it's like, oh, okay. So why don't we just do that? Okay, well, we're outsiders. We aren't strictly familiar with everything that was going on with Lawrence and stuff. They don't seem to have even picked up the umbilical cord that was left in the old workshop, so they probably haven't even visited the abandoned old workshop, right? So almost everything they know about this would have to be stuff that's secondhand, passed down through the church and stuff like that, or maybe even third-hand accounts. So that's not good. So then where are they going to look instead? Well, Yharnam can help them, because Yharnam, as we see in the Chalice Dungeons, they have some contact with Thumeru. So there's ways to get down there, which doesn't necessarily require oversight from the Choir or the Healing Church as a whole, right? Because the Choir are in control, right? So when I'm talking about Healing Church here, think of it as basically a bunch of insurgents who are working within the Healing Church, which is controlled by the Choir. So just consider those two factions basically simultaneous, and then Mensis is like this dissident party that's trying to act on the down low, right? So if all of that being true, they're able to then use Yharnam as a way to get around. Now, like I said, because there's a history with the, Yeah, let's just go with the strength for now. Could I get a little bit more? Maybe. Let's try this. Yeah. And then I'll use the rest here. I don't know how many I'm going to need here, so... There we go. Hey, as I was saying. So then when we go back to the whole idea of, okay, so there's been a history going on with the Healing Church and the local Yharnam peeps and all that, that works all good. But they end up, basically, they're already kind of warmed up to these outsiders from this Healing Church, because they already have this thing where it's like, okay, you help us with hunting down these bees, we like your blood ministration. There's no evidence the quote-unquote cleric class themselves, so we don't see this from the kidnappers, the eye collectors, the bell-ringing woman. None of those enemies have any blood vials or anything to offer us after we kill them or whatever. But like I said, because of the sheer number of hunters and stuff, we know, okay, there's been a severe uptick in beasts, just like in everywhere else, right? So Yahar'gul wasn't immune to this, which means they were getting blood ministration from somewhere, whether it's blood vials or, you know, something else, right? So the Healing Church 100% had a presence, and then we have the Yahar'gul hunters developing there, but it's a little bit unique, right? Because the Yahar'gul hunters have their own culture kind of going on there, right? Like, they wear the iron armor, and they kind of dress in the all black, right? So they kind of have their own thing going on there. So they're kind of somewhat isolated, or I guess the better term would be they're a little bit more removed from the center of things going on at the Healing Church and Cathedral Ward, right? Like, it's not like they're all always necessarily in lockstep, right? Like, Yahar'gul has always been sort of, an isolated thing. Ah, damn. Oh. There we go. Nice! That actually went really good. Actually impressed with myself there. Anyway. Can't believe that worked, too. I was thinking he'd be facing me. Oh. Damn. Oh, my. Damn. Unfortunate. I just did not have the angle there. Anyway, as I was saying. So that the whole point is basically like, okay, there's this kind of like a semi-isolated culture, so it's not like it's hard for Mensis, for example, to convert the Healing Church in Yahar'gul to their side, right? And get the hunters to work with them, right? So that part's easy. Then it's like, okay, well, what is Mensis then going to offer to the clerics that are running and managing Yahar'gul? Well, okay, so you got these clergy. I can listen to Loki talking about BB lore all day. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm glad you guys enjoy this type of stuff. Again, I look forward to when I eventually do get to do a Bloodborne lore play. Hopefully one day. That'll be real cool. Who knows? Maybe they'll finally have a Bloodborne remake by the time we get around to it, chat. You know, like at a certain summer game fest, they could just, you know, announce it. If Sony was smart! Anyway. Oh. How can I forget you? Anyway, as I was saying. You're making me go off topic, you stupid beast. Damn beast. Anyway, so then we move on to the clerics, and it's like, okay, well, what's their motivation then? Well, okay, they've warmed up a bit to the Healing Church, right? So if another, you know, if there's like a bunch of new clergy from the Healing Church who are like, you know, you're not gonna get too involved with the politics, right? You don't care if like, oh, there's these, like, guys, and they're, like, considering themselves, like, the true Healing Church, and that the actual people up there in charge. Like, if Mensis is telling them all that shit, they don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all the same to them. What is this faction of the church promising them? They're not, really, like, really attached to who's, like, you know, the actual legit people who are properly in charge there, right? Botborn. And so it's like, okay, well, clearly, from what we see, it seems like the idea is they shared with them their arcane arts and their discoveries to become as gods, right? And now you might be thinking, okay, well, that sounds interesting because that's how it goes historically with Thumeru. But if you actually look at Yahar'gul and stuff, you'll actually notice that the citizens, quote-unquote, all those petrified bodies we see in the walls and stuff, they're wearing a lot of modern attire from, like, the outside, right? It's the same stuff we see, what's-his-face, Willem's manservant wearing and stuff, right? So it's like, oh, okay. So, like, these are, even though Yahar'gul is supposed to be isolated, and the lore implications seem to be that's the entire reason they're separate from old Yharnam, right? Like, they tried to keep to the old ways, while Yharnam tried to, you know, interact with those outsiders, right? The new, you know, well, you know, new, old, you know, old, new, you know what I mean, right? But the point is that, you know, Yahar'gul is like, it's the part of Yharnam that was supposed to be, you know, preserving all that history and culture and stuff like that. But as we can see, they're clearly losing a bit of that, right? Like, they got the people who are interacting with the modern folk, right? The healing church is obviously moved in. If you actually look at one of the teleporter areas, right, you can actually see it's a tower. It's the only tower in the entire cityscape which is actually run down. It's like broken off pieces there. You can see the tower itself is kind of crooked. It's like roof is broken on the top and all that. So it's like, oh, okay. So it's very obvious that all that arcane stuff, you know, all that magic thing that the clerics and stuff are preserving and all that, it ain't working out with the laity. They're kind of tuned it out over the years, right? Which is, you know, as common with Miyazaki's games, this idea of, you know, time weathers everything, right? So people kind of just drift away from the old ways. They kind of forget, you know, there's this new thing or whatever, right? You know, we can adapt that, right? And then this new thing, right? So even if Yahar Ghul is slower to forget everything, it's still clear that there is a huge disconnect between the clerics who are out, you know, managing it from top down, and the people at the bottom who are kind of just, you know, doing their own thing and living their own lives every day. Unfortunate for all of, what's his face, the kidnapper, right? Well, in that case, then, they can then be able to use this in order to kind of recover some of that lost legacy of Thumeru and stuff like that, right? And like I said, because they already have contact with stuff like Thumeru, and they have at least friendly relations, even though they're independent and all that, it still gives an avenue for Mensis to do their thing. Now let's see if we can do this boss fight, and then I'll keep going. How do I want to handle this, chat? Well, I didn't want to handle it like that, but oh boy. Alright, so that's how this works. I only have 2 oil urns, so this is gonna be, something, that's for sure. Alright, let's see if I can... There we go. There we go. Oh! Nope. Damn! Can you, like, not dodge everything? Unintentionally, mind you? Come on. Gotta get you in this corner. This is the only safe place. Alright. Oh! Just in case, we're gonna throw that again. Oh! 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 Alright. Not exactly how I wanted to do this, but... Oh, damn. There we go. There we go. Alright. Stop moving, kitty. Alright, boss dead. Time for my favorite boss in this game. Good job, thanks. I came properly prepared. I was like, you know what? I'm an old timer. I can't deal with my creaky legs and all that jumping and running and dodging and rolling. I just want to be able to hit the damn beast. So we just go lower him with some pungent blood. Also, congrats on 1,300. Oh, I hit 1,300? Well, thanks, everybody. Congrats to all of you for doing it. I mean, you guys somehow think this content is worthwhile, so, hey. I appreciate you. Anyway, back to where was I? What was I talking about? Ah, yes, here we go. Oh god, I forgot. I forgot. She can talk again, Russ. I was about to say my dog's name. She can talk again, chat. You know what? We got the hat. We'll get his garb. There we go. Alright. Fine.
Welcome home,
Oh.
good hunter.
No.
Welcome.
There we go.
Very well.
Yes, yes, yes. Wasting my time, woman. Oh, damn. Damn.
Farewell.
Yeah, yeah. Farewell, good hunter, and all that jazz. What do I need again? Ah, yeah, the twin shards. Anyway, so as I was saying, so you have Lawrence up front, and right? But thanks to the basing themselves in Yharnam, which makes sense for a lot of reasons, right? Because it's secluded and stuff. Again, like I said, it's easier to convert the local church there and be like, hey, you know what? The leaders aren't actually in charge. Actually, these orphans and stuff, right? They've completely subverted the church. We have to, like, work against them and all that, right? Like, that part's easy, right? Then you get, like, the Yharnam people on you, right? And it's so isolated and secluded, so it's very easy for you to be able to manipulate, you know, public perception and stuff. Like, it works out all good on multiple fronts, right? But then you go into the Chalice Dungeons. And what do they find in the Chalice Dungeons? They find Loran, which is suspiciously has a name that's very similar sounding to Lawrence's. And again, going back to this idea, Lawrence is this super... Ooh, where do we want to go? Really? Huh. Did I never set up a thing at the Tomb of Odin? I guess I didn't. I guess I did not. Oh, well. That really sucks for me. Anyway. So down in Loran, then they're finding all these things. They're finding, you know, what is Loran doing? Well, what do you know? Loran is doing something very similar to Lawrence. Who'd have thunk? They're doing this thing where they were experimenting with blood, and they were creating all these beasts, and all these beasts and stuff have a lot of things involving bolts and electricity and stuff, which we also see that the people there were working with, right? So the Mensis gets really attracted to, like, Archibald and his stuff, and what he's been doing on the surface, right? Trying to recreate that stuff. And then you also have to consider, yeah, well, there's, like, nothing down here or anything left for me to do, so I literally just, like, looted this place, left, and then that's it, huh? Doesn't even have Henrique or whatever. Has his idiot cousin though. Anyway. So what they're finding all the way down there then is all this stuff which kind of reinforces their ideas that, yeah, Lawrence had it right because look at Loran, right? Now if you're also deep into the rabbit hole with Koss and stuff, you also know the idea that the theory that Koss is likely a great one who came to be from Loran, right? Like, Koss originates from Loran versus, say, Ebrietas in Is, and stuff like that, right? And one of the major things that people anchor that theory in is the fact that we see entities very similar to Koss in the Nightmare Frontier and stuff, right? But generally, I think that makes the most sense. You go from a great one in a desert nation to one which constantly is always, you know, in the ocean, right? That just kind of makes the most sense if you're looking from the perspective... Yeah, wow, I really did skip this, huh? That just kind of makes the most sense if you're looking from the perspective of, just sort of like who Koss is and how do we get from, you know, the entire region being a desert area to eventually, you know, climate change happens again and things transform into the Yharnam we know as at today with all the greenery and oceans and stuff. So oh, why were you jumping? Anyway, that's the one thing I don't like about Bloodborne is the random jumps. Anyway, so you got all that stuff going on. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Well, that also means that they will have something going into Koss later on, which again, Koss will be another major pillar into their mindset. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Ah! I forgot there was a sword guy back there. Whoops. And there's a gun guy. Wow. I think there's only 3 people on the first floor. Good to know. So then we have the whole idea of, okay, so they're going Loran, they're seeing all these beasts, they're seeing all this blood, they're seeing all this stuff that basically reconfirms that, like, okay, Lawrence definitely had it right. These choir people, they don't know what's up, right? Okay, well, what do we do about that then? What does that mean in terms of where they're getting down to what Lawrence is doing? Okay, well, they're still trying to understand all the things regarding what Lawrence was trying to do, what Lawrence realized, what Lawrence discovered, and all that stuff, right? There's been, again, another theory about some of the statues you see in Yahar Ghul with, like, a bearded old man who vaguely resembles the Lawrence we see in the Canehurst portraits. So, if we are to believe that's intentional, then you essentially have Yahar Ghul Church getting remodeled to have a bunch of statues of Lawrence, which kind of highlights his importance to Mensis, right? Oh. Oh. Oh! Alright, come on, buddy. Thank you. Ow! There we go. Just gotta duck it. Ah! Oh. Ooh. Damn. I forgot that this thing doesn't have a horizontal sweep unless I charge. There's a portrait of Lawrence. Yeah. You gotta check out my Healing Church thesis, Xavier. The picture, it's very easy. Just Control F Canehurst and you'll find it soon enough. Anyway, so you got all this stuff where it's like, okay, it all ties into this idea of, okay, there we go, that is supposed to be good old sort of Lawrence, and Loran sort of reinforces their idea what, so they also get wrapped up in Loran, which we can see with how parts of Loran are recreated in the Hunter's Nightmare, the Nightmare of Mensis and all that stuff, so it's all tying together into one big smorgasbord right now. But then we still got, like I said, costs and stuff to worry about. But in order to that, we have to go back to the question. All right, what is Mensis's claim to legitimacy as the actual successors of all things the Healing Church? Again, they weren't raised or taught by the old church founders, including Lawrence, right? So while they're like, hey, you guys try to inherit the founders or whatever, but you're ignoring Lawrence or whatever, right? So Lawrence is the key figure here, and you're ignoring all the stuff that he found and discovered or whatever for all this hullabaloo, right? Okay, well, what does, there we go. Oh, come on, buddy. Ah, damn, too early. Ah, damn. Come on. Gosh. There we go. Oh. Range is too short. Oh. Hey, buddy. There we go. Get everything back. Man, I love getting everything back, chat. Alright. So, in the end, there's now still the question of legitimacy and stuff. So, it's like, okay, we've discovered the truth or whatever, but, like, you still only got bits and pieces. You're kind of still throwing it together based on, like, an outside perspective or whatever. You don't have any of that insider knowledge the choir got. So, what makes you get to claim that you are the actual ones who are, you know, the pinnacle of all things that started way back with Willem? Well, maybe you should go to school. And so we have the idea of Mensis getting their uniforms that they wear as part of their, you know, Mensis uniform, by actually becoming part of... Listen, chat, it's lore accurate. What can we say? Ow! There we go. Hey, Adolphus. No ER picture? Shame. Those were so exhilarating. Oh, please. Adolphus, I don't need your sarcasm right now. Also, base BB stream. Well, of course. So then we get all the way wrapped up then in the whole idea of, okay, Mensis clearly got their uniforms from somewhere. They clearly knew what the uniforms looked like. Obviously, the best place to get them is, of course, from, you know, the actual Bergenworth school. We also see this kind of reinforced by Damien. Now, originally, I believe that Damien was going to be a choir member who defected to the school of Mensis, Hence why he has so many things that are also associated with the choir, from the lock shield, which goes back to, it's a DLC item, but it goes back to sort of this idea of, like, you know, the chalice dungeons and stuff after the research hall experiments and all that thing. So it's like, oh, okay, so it ties right into the choir lore nicely. Then you got the choir bell, you got all the arcane arts and stuff that, you know, all the wonderful little kin magic stuff that, Damien does and all that. So I'm like, oh, okay, seems like a very straightforward, yep, that's everything. Seems like a very straightforward connection to, the choir and all that, right? Well, there was a problem. And something was pointed out to me by Sophie. It's like, he's too old. The choir, of course, are a bunch of youngins, right? And we see this reflected in all the confirmed choir members that we meet with. The only ones who got any wrinkles on them are those that end up petrified from contact with the cosmos and bullshit like that. Right? So that's a problem. That's a huge problem. What are we gonna do about that, right? That was my thought process. I was like, I gotta go back to the drawing board then, because you know what? I knew about that detail, I think it was important, but then Sophie brought it up, and I was like, you know what? You're right. That really is a huge problem. So then, okay, if Damien isn't a former choir member, what is he a former of? Because he's got all this stuff that tells us that he's associated. Well, who did the choir inherit everything from and basically end up copying or recreating stuff from? Well, of course, the answer is from Bergenworth and Willem. So I was like, oh, and the age. He's old man, of course. Damien is a student of Bergenworth. Well, that's just unfortunate, man. See, this guy is going places. He is ascending to the cosmos. He is becoming a god. He's discovered it, chat. There we go. Alright, now let's go down here. Nice. Okay, so once that clicked, as far as explanations go, I was like, oh, perfect. Now I know. Now it all makes sense. Oh! That was a lot earlier than I wanted. Oh, no. Oh! Oh, that's still working. It's still working, chat. It's still working. It's not supposed to work like this, but it's working like this. Well, I guess I get this item. Oh, yeah, you know what? Because that's what we needed, a top hat, chat. This poor church cleric wearing his top hat. Man, you really gotta do me like that, huh? We got our madman's knowledge. If I remember correctly, isn't this like a dead end? I forget where the Oh. Oh, I see the path now. Well. Geronimo. I can't believe I made that. I was like, oh, I'm missing. I'm totally gonna miss that. Well, it is what it is. And then we do break by fall. Woo! It worked. No, no, no. No, no, no. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Damn. Almost got the back shot. Damn. Go on. Oh man, I thought he was gonna... Damn! That delay. Davey Vass made a video on the story trailer, and it was a pretty fun video. Oh, cool. Go back to school, Skinwalker. No, but anyway, so the idea is like, okay, so Mensis is going back to Bergenworth, right? So they're going to Bergenworth, right? This is, again, before Bergenworth was formally forbidden, right? The idea was, of course, that Lawrence and company wouldn't be allowed back unless they had the password and stuff, but, like, you know, you have the password, you're fine. As we can see with the kidnapper in the Forbidden Woods village, whether or not there is a ban on going to the forest or whatever, right, to kind of, you know, like, quarantine the area, that doesn't really mean much for someone like, hey, buddy. for someone like a Mensis scholar, right? They're gonna go where they want. So nothing stops them from going to Bergenworth, right? Alright, if nothing's stopping them from going to Bergenworth, okay, then, what are they doing there? Well, as we can see with examples like Damien, it seems like they're basically... And Damien's like a whole another aside. Maybe I'll get into him later. Where the hell is this other item? Anyway. The whole thing with Damien stuff is we can clear that Mensis is in contact, you know, they're looking for any of the survivors that are still around at Bergenworth, and they're like, okay, well, what if we help you out there, buddies? We got this whole thing where you're, like, clearly not satisfied with what's going on with Willem, if you look at it all. And we're gonna figure it all out, right? So they're getting all the information from surviving scholars or any of their research notes and stuff. And what are they gonna be seeing? One, that they're hearing all this secondhand information about Lawrence and the whole thing with Koss and the Orphan of Koss and stuff like that. Again, this is where Koss comes back into the picture, right? And what they're learning is like, okay, so Lawrence goes out and hunts Great Ones. And by hunting the Great Ones, Lawrence was able to get a infant Great One, with which could then be offered up to another Great One of the cosmos, quote-unquote, wherever that is. And that Great One of the cosmos... Ah, damn. There we go. That's what I was waiting for, chat. Ah, damn! Come on, buddy. Woo! Our little pyromaniac hunter friend here. Oh! There we go. You know, I could always ignore him, chat, and just have opened the door, but oh well. Too late now. So over there, Mensis are getting their uniforms. It's hard to say whether or not they were legit students of Bergenworth, especially considering Bergenworth by this point in the timeline was probably already in full kind of free fall. Willem was losing control of the students because they're focused, obsessed with blood administration after learning about, again, Lawrence's success way back when. Again, this is why I say it's so hard to explain this stuff, because you basically need context from all the past articles, and I have to kind of draw on people's memory of all that stuff. So it's like, okay, yeah, you have to remember that. Oh, yeah. Lawrence and company were... Oh. Come on. Lawrence and company were basically making lots of headway with their whole blood administration theory, right? Whereas Willem was telling them, no, you can't, the blood is bad, and all that. Really? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh! That's where you guys are. I thought you were behind us. Whoops. Oh, damn. Didn't get him in that, huh? Damn, the dog. The dog stopped. Woo. Oh. Of course. Leave it to the frickin' kidnapper to hit me through a wall. Why can't we use pyromancy? Because we're not cool enough, Xavier. We gotta be like that Chad Hunter who grows devil horns just so when he becomes a beast, we can see that he's even more special. Until he becomes a basic boss in the Loran dungeons. Darn, yes, darn. Anyway, oh. Well, I guess I did technically get killed by this guy, huh? Well, pyromancy is for nerds. You took that back, you damn freaking lizard. Alright, time to have our Seath episode. Oops, got. Yeah, I forgot. I technically did get got. It's fine. This is where I want it to be anyway. Hey, look at that, guys. I can see the floor above me. Oh my! My joints! Oh. How could they be so rude to an old-timer? Treat me with care. Do I need to label myself like I'm fragile? Crystal sorceries for the real ones. Yeah. Real losers! Anyway. What was I again? Ah, right, the school, right? So everything with Bergenworth has kind of been going in the major decline. They were, as we can see, doing stuff with the choir, with the giant we see and the fiery, what's it called? The fire fists, right? So it's like, okay, they were doing stuff for the Healing Church and the choir still, even so long after, right? But, as we can see from all those, like, by the time Mensis takes the school, right, they're all, like, most of them are either dead or a bunch of slime monsters, right? Because they're, like, totally obsessed with trying to use the blood evolution stuff, and it's just not working. And for folks like Damien, like, we see with, like, some dead people with notes and stuff, they're like, you know what, Willem was right. And for someone like Damien, they're like, you know what, no, Willem is wrong. He has been restricting us this whole time. He's not letting us go far enough. We've been too busy trying to balance things out and keep it whatever, right? This kin thing, it's just not working. This is just a terrible idea, is basically what she's saying. Frenzy cold blood. Gotta remember all that frenzy for the future. I don't need to take a shot of you. Stupid idiots left the jail unlocked. Yeah. They just don't expect anyone to bother, right? Because they're so much stronger than them. They're like, hey, I beat you once, I'll beat you again. But we're like, no. I mean, keep in mind, they didn't actually kill us. They rendered us unconscious, and otherwise we would have gone back to the Hunter's Dream, right? So, hey, it works. Alright. Just gonna yoink this real quick. Thanks, buddy. Ow! Oh. Bye, buddy. There we go. I need to go get my runes. Oh, sorry, not runes. My, blood echoes. Oh, God, I have one of you. Ah, give me a moment. Sure. Bloodborne needs more plant lore. Listen, we have flora. I think that's enough plant lore. There we go. The Hypogean Jail. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, yes, of course. So, with everything going wrong with Bergenworth and stuff, it's no surprise that some surviving scholars like Damien might want to end up joining up with Mensis and completely reject everything that Willem had done. They're like, you know what, Willem? He's a cool dude, but he had a lot of things wrong. Damn. You really can't get anywhere. Huh. So that's how it's gonna be. I was just wondering if I could get a shot closer to those guys, but nope, no luck. So, Willem and stuff, okay, he's losing control of his school. Mensis is kind of worming its way in there and taking over, right? And while they're, you know, overtly working with the choir, the choir is supposed to be the Healing Church they're really all into. But again, Mensis is acting undercover, so they could easily kind of just say, you know what, we're taking orders and stuff, we want to come here, we want to learn, blah, 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 right? But really, because of the state that Bergenworth's in, they're really just kind of doing their own thing, looking through the books, learning about the history and stuff, and they're going to reinforce the idea that, you know what, they got to hunt great ones, get a great one baby, because that's what Lawrence did, and Lawrence clearly had an idea, because then he took that great one baby and offered it up to another great one, Flora, who then obviously did something with him, because we got the Hunter's Dream with it, and Lawrence is missing. So, oh, clearly, that's how it all connects. In reality, of course, we know that it's not that simple. Oh yeah, it's Cathedral. I gotta remember, it's Cathedral Ward, not the Odin Chapel. And then when we take that into account, make an orphan and set up an adoption easy. Exactly, right? That's the plan, right? And then it all starts coming together, right? Because again, the final factor that I want to bring up here is Rom, right? Because what happened with Rom? Rom made contact with Kos, and Kos granted Rom ascendance, and Rom became a Great One. Now, obviously, from Mikolash's perspective, Rom is simply an idiot and couldn't fully understand or whatever the blessing, but taking that all into consideration, the idea is that, okay, without ever having to do anything with engineering the blood and refining and all this stuff the choir's obsessed with, Rom was able to transcend. So therefore, they could also theoretically transcend if they do the same thing. So this reinforces the idea of, okay, we don't need to get the blood right first. We need to contact the gods, and then we'll get the blood right. Again, this is the inverse of the choir. The choir believe, okay, we need to get the blood right so that we can contact the gods. And again, Mensis believes, we gotta contact the gods so that they can get the blood right. They think they get the order mixed up, which is, this is really the philosophical divide which separates the choir and Mensis. Beyond the whole, okay, you probably killed our master shtick, which, again, fair enough, that I think might be reason enough for maybe not wanting to follow the choir or whatever, not wanting to trust them. But when you get down to sort of like what they discover or whatever, this is where it crystallizes for Mensis, and they become the school of Mensis. Again, Mensis is Latin for month. If you know kanji, you know that the kanji for month is the same one for moon. So therefore, they are essentially the school, the sect or faction, right, of the moon. Pastor of Muppets, isn't Cos Ebrietis at this point? If you're talking about development-wise, yes, in the past, yes, if I remember correctly, Cos was the name for Ebrietis. Ebrietis was the name for Flora. So yeah, names got changed around a lot. Lawrence used to be Ashton. Imagine if our big bad guy was named Ashton. Oh my god, so embarrassing. Thank god somebody saved Miyazaki from himself. Imagine if Lawrence was actually just going to be our best friend we were chasing after the entire game. Oh, how awful. Gosh darn it. How could that possibly have happened? Woo. There we go. Yeah, I'm not taking any risks here. There we go. Rom was so for real for that. Yeah. But anyway, so Rom, Kos, Loran, Bergenworth, and Lawrence. And again, we know how important Bergenworth is to Mensis, again, besides Damien, if we want to look at just, like, the base game stuff. The fact that the lecture building for Bergenworth becomes this sort of in-between space for navigating the Nightmare of Mensis sort of kind of puts it down. Like, it's like, okay, why are they taking this place of the Bergenworth School? If they've never been there, they have no connection or care for this place. Like, it's obvious that it's very important to them. Oh. I was so confused for a second, because last time he got angry. There we go. There we go. Man, dude, do you have to, like, scream so loudly? Like, who the hell wants to hear your screeching? Oh. Where's that dog? I was wondering where that dog was. I was like, he's somewhere behind me. That's scary. Oh. There we go. We got the dog. He's still alive? Ooh. Alright. Damn. But yeah, anyway, ignoring all the naming mix-ups and stuff, it's very clear. While Choir ends up focusing on the stuff that Willem and Bergenworth were originally focused on, and which a lot of the church founders were, in many respects, still focused on, just with the added caveat of, yeah, blood is also very important to this. We're gonna have to use the blood for something, right? Mensis sort of take this reverse a period where they're looking at Lawrence, and they're trying to reverse engineer all the stuff that Lawrence was trying to do, and all the discoveries he made. And once they do that, they're like, okay, now we have the true we, who have also gone to Bergenworth, right? They didn't necessarily learn all the stuff from Willem and Bergenworth and all that stuff at this point, but they did, in fact, go to Bergenworth and learn all the important stuff from their mind, right? And then they take stuff from who they consider the most important figure of Bergenworth, not Willem, not the other church founders, but Lawrence, the leader of all of them, right? That is where it all comes together in Mences's mind. And then we get the beautiful combination. Oh. Man, you are resistant as hell. Oh! There we go. There we go. Anyway. So they're taking all that stuff together, and they're coming to the conclusion that, you know what? We understand what Lawrence was trying to do. Lawrence had learned from Rom, from Kos, from Loran, and all that stuff, that, you know what? The answer was blood. We have to look at blood in order to create beasts. And here's the thing. Beasts are important. Now, we all know that beasts come with idiocy, right? But, they are still an essential step to becoming a Great One. Now, also keep in mind that in cut content, there was a Great One beast called Fauna, who would have been a nice counterpart for Flora in Iz. You'd have Fauna in Loran. So that would have been really cool if that remained in the final game. Who knows? Maybe a Bloodborne 2 could, bring back that concept. Sort of give more legitimacy to what Mensis was thinking. But you do kind of see the idea that there was this concept of, even a beast can become a Great One. In fact, a beast must become a Great One. You have to become... you have to go through that period of beastly idiocy, because that is the road to true enlightenment, right? That is what Mensis are sort of kind of gathering from everything they put together. Oh, not what I wanted. There we go. All right. They have to go through upper... They have to go through the tower again. Yeah, Salt Cleaver is not the best weapon for King. Yeah, it doesn't got the pokey poke that my my Kane did. But it is what it is. I just wasn't expecting the damage drop off to be that bad with an enemy of that level. But I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, because, the enemies there, other enemies there, were pretty chonky, relatively speaking, so. Hey, oh, thank you. Another hat. Another hat I'm never going to use. Alright. Give me my stuff. Oh my god, I locked onto the wrong guy. Thank god these guys are the easiest. Oh. There we go. So does Lawrence have a god complex? No, he wants to become a god. He is a man who desperately wants to help humanity by helping them all become as gods. At least ostensibly. It's hard to say if Lawrence himself was that attached to the helping humanity part, because that was definitely a Willem thing. Right? Willem was the person who thinks about the broader man. Again, that's what makes him so, quote-unquote, weak-willed when it comes to the lives of his students being threatened by blood ministration and the metamorphosis and all that. But I wouldn't say Lawrence has a god complex. He has a savior complex, that's for sure. But I'm not sure if he necessarily has a god complex. And how much that savior complex actually extends to him actually caring and wanting to help people, it's hard to say. Men will justify doing many terrible things in the name of a greater good, right? And for Lawrence, he did many, many, many terrible things for his greater good. Ooh. Get down here, buddy. But yeah, so that's where a lot of the complication for me in sort of putting together all this lore in a thoughtful order is becoming a struggle. I essentially have to kind of... I'm probably going to keep moving, I probably am gonna in fact move the entirety of, oh, that was not what I wanted to do, but whatever. My failure. What I want to do is probably move the Yahar Ghul stuff earlier on, and then I'm gonna try to explain it in that order, like you guys heard. So I'm gonna probably talk about Lawrence, then I'm probably gonna move on and try to talk about Loran, thanks to already establishing the Yahar Ghul stuff. I won't have to try to backtrack and explain that, like I have to do kind of currently in the current draft I'm working on. Then afterwards, we'll go into the Bergenworth stuff, right? And then from the Bergenworth stuff, we can talk about Koss and Rom in full, because by then, Mensis will 100% have the full picture. Now, after that, it's very straightforward. We talk about how, okay, so they have to go down and find a Great One child. They happen upon Murgo, who is left in the womb of Queen Yharnam, after Queen Yharnam is quote-unquote killed by Queen Killer, right? Now, again, as we know, killing a queen who is set up to have a Great One child is not simple. So I'm actually skeptical if the boss we kill and Queen Killer actually did kill the queen completely, right? Because we see what happens with Annalise, right? You kill her, and then, like, at least for us, and this could be brevity for the sake of gameplay, she gets back up in like 5 seconds, right? Like, it's like she doesn't stay dead. She's dead as much as what's her face? The Maiden in Black is dead when you kill her, right? So that part, it's like, okay, so they find Murgo, they take Murgo from Queen Yharnam, and then they're like, okay, we have our baby, right? You know, baby's looking a little fossilized there, but you know, we have a quote unquote live baby that we can give to the Great Ones, like Flora, right? So now we have to do the ritual, right? And we see with all their experiments and stuff how they're trying to contact the Great Ones, get over to the cosmos or whatever, right? And again, going back to this whole thing with Koss, they don't see the cosmos as in the sky. That's not the discovery that they made like the choir did. They're thinking, oh, the cosmos is, again, they're looking on Earth, right? They're looking at the blood in the mortal coil. That is the path with which they will lead to it. And thanks to the Koss influence and stuff, they're and the whole thing with Rom, they're thinking more in the same vein as early Bergenworth. Oh wait, what's it on here? Am I crazy, chat? Okay, what's in here? Is it this way? Okay, yeah, it is. There we go. I didn't know which direction to look. Hey, Annalise. Anyway, so the whole idea with getting Murgo, that's straightforward. Now, one of the bigger, tougher things to explain then in a Mensis thesis is everything that's going on with the wet nurse and stuff, because this is where, even in the Japanese script, there's a little bit of ambiguity, and it requires a little bit of interpretation to kind of parse out the answer. And I'll be talking about it in full, of course, because I've talked about it before, right? But it is this sort of vagueness about what the I-chords related to Murgo and stuff have to do with when Murgo and how much Murgo was, like, when Murgo was taken by Mensis and how much Murgo is involved actually in the creation of the nightmare and stuff, which is not at all from what we can tell in the final game. It seems to me, though, that the idea is that Mensis is doing all these experiments and stuff. They're looking toward, you know, water, this idea of the cosmos as this, like, arcane lake, which our beastly foolishness forces us to have covered in mud and all this stuff, right? Like, so that's their thought process in all this. Oh, I did not want to do this, but you know what, since I did it, might as well go now. Wait. Alright, I died over there. Hey, buddy. Wonderful. So then, okay, if Yahar Ghul and Mensis are experimenting and stuff on how to contact gods and stuff in order to offer up Murgo, how does that connect to what we get with the moon? So around the time that the old Yharnam incident's happening, it seems that Mensis, Mikolash, their leader included, seems to have finally figured out what they're gonna do in order to get in contact with the Great Ones. They figure out the ritual, right? And they know it's going to succeed because they'll see the red moon, because the red moon presumably also appeared with Lawrence and stuff, right? Like, you know, it's you have to assume that, you know, if every time Flora appears there was a red moon, there was a red moon when Flora appeared to Lawrence and Gurman and stuff, right? And in that case, you know, that's a pretty public incident that everyone will be familiar with, right? Oh, gosh. Can I ignore you? Is there a way I can ignore you? There we go. Please kill him. Damn. Damn. Ooh. Woo. Woo. Saw that coming, bitch. I remember all your jump attacks. Anyway. So they got it all figured out. So around the time that the choir and the healing church as a whole, and Gurman and the hunter's dream and all that, and keep in mind, we have to assume that that pretty much every hunter was part of the hunter's dream at this point, because they were all at least ostensibly working to deal with the beasts. And it's only going to be after the Mensis incident that we see the rapid decline of the hunter's dream. But anyway, point being, is that around the time that the old Yharnam incident's happening, and there's all that... Oh, of course, of course, of course! Around the time that the old Yharnam incident is happening, Mensis are deciding, you know what? We're going to offer up our kids. Now, we have that note in Bergenworth, which kind of tells us, like... again, the localization doesn't really get it right, but essentially what it's saying is, hey, you know, when the red moon draws near, the Great Ones are going to show up, and then they'll take the baby that we're going to offer them, right? That's essentially what they're saying. Right? And it's very clear from the note that just as you have the note to Yurie in the, come on. Oh! God, that is so... There is so much verticality to that. You really have to work on the charge attack, huh? There we go. There we go. There we go, got our 14k back. Beautiful. Whew. Gotta top off, because we're gonna fight big old giant man. Ah, but you know what? We should deal with the guys on the rafters to make sure I don't have to dodge bullets and crap, because that was a big problem, was me worrying about that. Beautiful. Oh. Ah, no, that is... There we go. Never mind. We're good now. Right. So as we see from the notes down there, we kind of get the idea. Okay, so Yurie has a note from the choir about what she's supposed to do with the whole ROM thing and stuff, right? But this comes afterward, because before then, you have the Mensis at Bergenworth, right? And while they're at Bergenworth, they're leaving, like, notes in the bookshelves for whatever reason about their plans about, hey, you know, we're gonna, you know, do this with the babies and all that. So what do they do with the orphan Great One? Oh, with Murgo? Again, they offer up Murgo. So again, they perform their ritual, which, as we see, petrifies, like, half a Yahar ghoul and shit, right? So, like, half the citizens and stuff are getting caught up in this, like, crazy ritual, right? But hey, it works. The red moon appears, and it causes the old Yharnam incident to go absolutely out of control. The choir seemed like they were getting a handle on things, right? Man, that's, Oh! Man. So that's how you get his bone to pop out. There we go. I was always wondering what attacks would make the bone pop out, but now I know it's one of the charge attacks. Coolio. There we go. We have the cold blood. Perfect. Perfect. Anyway, so they perform the ritual. Red Moon appears. Old Yharnam incident's going to shit. This is basically going to put Mensis on the radar, because they're going to be like, oh, they're going to investigate and try to figure out where the hell all this crazy stuff with the Red Moon is suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Like, why did this happen? No one was expecting this, all that, right? But while the choir and everyone's dealing with the old Yharnam stuff and ends up burning the entire city, Mensis are offering up Murgo to the first Great One who comes to snatch it up. Now, Flora was on her way, because of the Red Moon and all that, but Murgo's wet nurse is the one who gets there first. As typical, we have a bowing to the cathedral. No shocker there. Hey, buddy. Ah, damn. Damn for you. And they offer up to the wet nurse. Now, from what we can infer, they did basically the same deal as, they made essentially the same deal that Lawrence was trying to make, except they had a full Great One, not just an umbilical cord or anything, right? So they asked for a dream, which becomes the Nightmare of Mensis, and they ask for a brain with eyes, right? Like we want eyes and a brain, right? And so Murgo's wet nurse, the devious little devil that she is like, okay, I will give you your brain with eyes. And that's how we get the Mensis brain, right? The brain of Mensis. Now, there's a problem with the brain of Mensis, as some of you may be aware. The brain of Mensis is rotten. It is not a good brain. And if you look closely, you know exactly why it's rotten. Because it is a Great One created using the corpses of messengers. So you essentially have the wet nurse creating a dream, and then creates messengers, which, again, if my interpretation of the messengers are, they are, you know, sort of like rushed, imperfect recreations of people, i.e. the dead, right? Their memories and stuff, right? So it's like, okay, I just take this person's soul, and I just, like, quickly, you know, fashion together, like, a tiny little body with, like, some basic arcane powers for my convenience or whatever. And that becomes a messenger, right? So they're kind of childlike and stuff, but they kind of look like, you know, got these derpy, like, almost, like, decayed bodies and things like that. Because they're just, you know, they're dead people that are just cooked up in, like, an instant, right? Like, you're not even bothering, like, putting all of the textures and models together with all the proper animations or whatever, right? You're just slapping together something real shit quick, and it becomes this really derpy NPC that'll serve you. That's the best way, I think, to think. Oh. Uh-oh, chat. I think we have a problem. I think we just had a power surge. Whoopsie. Damn. Damn. It's okay. It'll go back on. Well, like I said, there's been lots of rain lately, so that's just gonna happen. Anyway, hey, Tyrone! Best chat member has arrived with his dumb questions. Be at ease, all. Is it safe to say, lore-wise, Godfrey is packing? I would say that's pretty safe. He's quite a robust dude. Loki, stop breaking your games. I wasn't breaking them! Anyway, well, we'll have to see how this goes. He broke the game. I did not break the game. This is the second time this has happened today, chat, by the way. The power surge, by the way. So I guess we're just going to chill here until this finally starts working. I'm going to turn that off for the time being. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so basically you have the idea that you have all these messengers being created, and then they're just basically sacrificed instantly so they can be, you know, coalesce together to create this Great One entity. But it's a rotting Great One entity, so it's kind of, you know, it's not exactly perfect. Loki, Bricky Reality, as always. Lord too strong. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. It could take a while for this thing to... There we go, finally. Also, thanks for the Brain of Men's explanation. I was curious about that for 9 years. No problem, I am. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It wasn't turned on properly, chat. Yeah, that's my fault. It wasn't turned on properly. Yeah. I gotta delete that other account. I created that as possibly a thing I would use for Loki and stuff, but it did not work out. Ultimately, did not need it. I now gotta go to, like, my Sony account and, like, press, like, discontinue or delete that account or whatever, because I really don't want to have it on there. There's no point in having it. Life is rewarding if you wait a decade. Maybe the unbroken game is the friend we made along the way. Again, it's not the game's fault. It's all the rain, chat. It's going to be a week long of rain. So, again, I'm hoping when we go back to the Dark Souls lore play, we're not going to have any power issues. I'm praying, chat. I'm praying, please. Beg you, Lord, have mercy on that day. And if you must not, please, please, please. I mean, granted, chat. My PC and stuff is set up, so that should be fine. The only issue is my TV. I really do need to figure out what I'm going to do with my TV setup, because I do not have anything conducive to putting a backup battery for my TV. My shelves and stuff are just, they're completely in the way. I have no space to put a backup battery. You know, those big giant things. Oh. But you know... I was worried there was a guy behind me. Come on, buddy. Oh. Oh. There we go. Perfect. I can't believe I can loot that. I'll be honest, I'm surprised. I'm so used to Dark Souls games, like, not letting you, like, do something like that. Yeah, I hear you, beasts. Well. Oh. Oh, there we go. Just need a little bit more stamina. Not so bad. If a game is unbroken, try to unfix it. No, no, don't unfix it. Let it be unbroken. Anyway, so where was I? Ah, yeah, so Brain of Mensis, right? So Mikolash and company get what they wanted. They get their dream where they can use as another base of operations and do all the stuff that they've ever wanted, right? It doesn't come with immortality perks or anything like that, but hey, that's fine, right? Wet Nurse is basically like, okay, I get, there's gonna be like 2 cathedrals. I'm gonna be at the top of one with my baby, chilling, caring for it. I'm also gonna create these like guardians to act as like the attendants for my baby and things like that. It's gonna be cool, right? And I'm gonna just do my own thing, right? So Wet Nurse is pretty much checked out. She just wants to be a mom now. In the meantime, you've got good old. Ooh. Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. In the meantime, you've got good old what's-his-face. There we are. Ah, now I remember. Mikolash running around being like, we've got our brain with eyes, finally, or whatever. Well, except it's a giant actual brain with eyes. Well, got exactly what he wished for, but not how he expected. So now there's this big interpretation game going on. Mensis is trying to figure out now, okay, well, there's no way we're being duped, right? So clearly, we just don't understand how this connects to the grand plan, right? Like how this works with the whole idea. We've contacted the gods, we succeeded there. So now we just need to figure out how we could use that with the blood to get us out of our beastly idiocy and become proper great ones, right? Well, they go through lots of experiments. We see they're putting crow heads on dog bodies, dog heads on crow bodies. They're trying to put lots of eyes on pigs and stuff. Because again, this goes back to the idea of they're trying to figure out how are we supposed to make the brain of Mensis work. And key to that is what we see with the Winter Lanterns, right? The Winter Lanterns seem to be just Mensis scholars who have put a piece of the brain of Mensis on their heads. And then they turn into monstrosities. What a surprise, right? And this is causing a lot of deaths, a lot of madness, just a lot of a bad time for everybody. Which is why they need to start testing that stuff on pigs and things, because they're trying to figure on the crows and the dogs and the pigs. You notice there's no crows in Yharnam, and we see them importing the pigs. And obviously the dogs are, well, the dogs are the dogs. So all of this is coming together into this idea that, okay, maybe we just misinterpreted how this is supposed to go, and we'll have to figure it out, right? As we can see, Mikolash ends up going cray-cray, because he cannot, for the life of him, figure out how to make this all work, and that's because it doesn't, it never would. That's sort of the point. Oh. I remember you got the weird circular, there we go. Oh! Woo, that was close. I almost mistimed that. Hey, buddy. I missed that guy, though, here. That's gonna suck. Anything else? Nope. Okay, we're good. Man, imagine if we had a shortcut down here, chat. It served no point, but it'd be super nice to have it. Just saying. I'll open this chest, why not? Yeah, our ghoul dogs are different from the regular ones in Yharnam. Yeah, they have their own special dog, which they, you know, it's like their local breed that they've been keeping, you know. Again, goes back to the whole secluded isolation that they got going for them, right? But the important thing is the fact that the dogs that Yharnam, the choir and people are importing, they're taking up and they're not appearing in Yahar'gul. They're appearing in the Nightmare of Mensis. I keep mixing up with the Hunter's Nightmare. Man, too many nightmares in this game. You got the Hunter's Dream, which is sometimes called the Hunter's Nightmare. You got the actual Hunter's Nightmare, and then you got the Nightmare of Mensis. Like, come on, Miyazaki. But yeah, so you got all these different animals and stuff that they're using for their experiments because the stuff with people isn't working. You also got the foundling children things, right? Like they've abandoned and thrown them out, right? Because again, looks like they were trying to maybe create a new Great One baby or something to experiment with, or maybe try to use them as different test subjects or what have you. Obviously, didn't work it, so there we go. Right? But ultimately, they are doing no better than the choir when it comes to putting all the pieces together. Wow, I was surprised that oh, there it is. I was like, where's Amygdala? But anyway, they were doing no better than anybody else. Oh. Perfect. I think it's the last one, and then I'm gonna go back and heal. Gonna heal up, level up. Actually, no, I don't think I need any more. I actually maxed out, so okay, that's cool. I thought I used a lot more. Alright, this isn't bad. Not too shabby. Anyway, so they're doing all these experiments. It's not working out. And as we can see, like I said, they're importing pigs and stuff. Like, they're doing all these things in order to try to kind of filter into the Nightmare of Mensis. This goes against what a lot of people I've seen talk about the idea that, oh, Mikolash must be trapped in the nightmare and they're trying to save Mikolash. No. They're doing just fine. Like they can contact Mikolash. They're going in and around. We're seeing lots of bodies and dead people and stuff. So there's a lot of people and things involved that are, you know, freely going in and out of the Hunter's Nightmare, and they got to get those pigs delivered and everything else, right? So this is something that, like, up until the very night that the main game is taking place, they were delivering supplies to the Hunter's Nightmare, even if it meant research specimens, right? So all of that was going on. The big thing with Mikolash and stuff is just the fact that he's going crazy because he has no idea what he's doing anymore. As we can see from all the corpses and stuff, he's got a lot of his fellow older colleagues around him who are also just as lost as he is, and they end up getting killed and being turned into zombified stuff for his boss fight, right? So, like, it's not going too well for our friendly neighborhood, Mikolash. Yeah. Want a little bit more damage. Just a little. Oh. Hey, Italy! Welcome to the chat. Just talking about my woes with writing a Mensis thesis. But anyway, so after the whole thing with Mikolash and all that stuff, it's like, okay, we can see all the failures and stuff, right? Like, Mikolash is just not doing too hot. Mensis is not doing too hot. We see with Damien, Damien's off doing his own thing, right? He wants to put an end to the Willem and Willem's pursuits and all that stuff and his whole lineage of stuff. So he's trying to kill Ebrietes, and he's helping Mensis get rid of Rom. Because again, the big problem for them, that's a huge issue, is that they cannot repeat the summoning ritual and get a different Great One to help so long as Rom is hiding the village and their rituals. So it's like, hey, this wasn't part of the deal. Rom, what the hell are you doing? But they apparently haven't been able to successfully get through Uriye and kill Rom. I don't know why they can't just send a full force to deal with it themselves, but you know, who am I to judge? Oh, right. This isn't the right one. Actually, no, this is still not the right one. There we go. Mikolash, the most pathetic character. Do take that back. He is memeable. Anyway, but, Kerman is one of the biggest chads in the From catalog. I don't know. I'd say Gurman is more of a loser than I would say Mikolash. But yeah, he definitely is cool badass as a fight, so that's nice. Okay, can I do this? This is gonna be the question. No, I want to go the other way. Dude sits in a wheelchair for decades, makes you do his job for him, then beats your ass so he can save you from an eldritch hentai monster. Well, again, Gurman's entire shtick is that he just doesn't do anything, right? Like, he's supposed to just be there as, like, insurance for Flora, so that way Lawrence will, in fact, come back, right? Obviously, Lawrence isn't coming back. But, as long as everyone's doing what they're supposed to do and hunting the beasts, he doesn't have to do anything. Now, obviously, if they, for whatever reason, stop hunting the beasts, such as after the old Yharnam incident, well, Gurman's got to pull out the scythe, become his younger self for a brief stint, and start trying to, you know, clean house, right? And he does the same thing with us because, like you said, he doesn't want us to be victims of... I can't believe this is actually working. He doesn't want us to be victims of Flora. Because she's obviously not going to be happy after Gurman decided he was going to set fire to the hunter's workshop. He's like, listen, I will be the one alone to take all of the blame. Nice. I like this. Cool. He's relatable as a boy failure. That's the way to put it for sure. Damn. So that's my limit. Good to know. Good to know. Well, I got what I wanted. Oh, he's like, must have been the wind. Flora's like that one abusive wife. She really is. But hey, listen. She made a deal. She's going to have her end of the deal be, well, the other end of the deal be, you know, she pulled, you know, she did her end of the deal. Lawrence is gonna have to do his end, right? Like, I don't blame her. Like, imagine making a deal with Lawrence. Would you trust Lawrence with a deal? I certainly won't. So listen. I can understand that she's being a little cautious, you know? She's still down. Yeah, she's still down here. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, Mensis was doing the abducting, the kidnapping. They get the brain of eyes that they quote unquote wanted, right? They try experimenting with the brain. It doesn't go too well. Okay, well, everyone's kind of going crazy. Everything's falling apart. Rom is keeping everything hidden, all that stuff. And then we get to the main plot today, right? Where, of course, we remove Rom from the picture. So, therefore, the rituals and stuff can finally now connect up with a good old Great One in the sky, right? Now, Flora's coming. She's like, hey, where's that baby? I was coming in here to find that baby. And then you guys sort of cut off the connection. What's going on here, right? And then we, of course, you know, kill the baby that's been devoured by the wet nurse. Talk about devouring mother trope, huh? And then, well, you know how that goes. Let's try to take you one at a time. Come on, buddy. Come on, just a little bit. Come on. Ah, damn, he turned. Ah, damn. Damn, that hitbox! Freak. For it's kind of like an abusive ex-wife that has Gurman by the balls with court orders. That's also accurate. I always forget, is Gurman with the H before or after the E? I always forget which one it's supposed to be. It is such an old-timey name. So, Murgo was the orphan that Flora wanted. Yes, that was who Flora was showing up for. Because Flora, well, okay, it didn't have to be Murgo, just to be clear. Flora would have been fine with any infant Great One, as long as it was an infant Great One, right? But, you know, that's who Mensis was summoning her to offer up, and that's who she was coming to get. I think it's after the E. Okay, it's H after the E. Yeah, I always forget that. Okay. Go on. Come on, buddy. Get over here. Thank you. Come on. Come on. Your brother back there gave up. Come on, clergyman. Come on, you damn kidnapper. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Exactly what I wanted. Now he's going to try to go into rage mode because he hit the halfway point, which means we can do this. There you go. Beautiful. Gehrman it is then. Yeah, I guess so. It's after the E. Yeah, I always get confused on that one. I'm like, is it before or afterward? Every time I see the name, I just can't remember which one's that right spelling. Oh. Wow, I can't believe that worked. I'll be honest, I thought I was a little late there. Oh. He liked it up the butt so much. Get what he wants. Speaking of up the butt. Oh, you! Wait. What? I don't know what happened there, chat. I glitched for some reason, as you saw. My character was having an aneurysm. I think what happened was me turning around while trying to get rid of the monoscope, or whatever it's called. The monocle scope, whatever it is. The monocular, there it is. Just wasn't working out. Alright, I'm about to make the dumbest decision of my life, chat. Oh no. There we go. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem and a half right there. Chat, I can solve this. I can solve this problem. Lore accurate, you could say. Yeah, we're going a little cray-cray. The blood, chat, the blood. This is what actual blood clots do to you in the lore of Bloodborne, just saying. Alright. Let's see if this works like the other games. I think it does, so I think this will reset the enemy. If so, that's very good. I'm gonna get one shot of this pig coming up the way. You, I don't really care that much about. You, though. It's hard to tell when the pig triggers. Has to be after this point, right? No. Ah, nope. What? What? What was that magical bullshit? That was perfectly cut. Moments before disaster. Can I give an anime figure to Flora as a sacrifice? She could like it. I'll give her my waifu, baby. She's my baby. And I consider her pretty great. Yeah, I don't think that works. Okay, so, note to self. Pig does not have the textures load when you're on the stairs like that. How much do we have to do this? Bloodborne, smash or pass tier list when? Never. I am never smashing anything that comes out of that game. I'm sorry. Don't force her to share your hobbies. That's not very nice. At least take her to a dinner and a movie first. Then you can sort of unload all your weebiness on her. I hear it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This stupid invisible pig! Not even the women in Rom's dream. Not even the women in Rom's dream. I am being, like, instantly adding to the tier list. No, but again, back to the focus on menses and stuff like that. Like the latter half is, again, as you guys can, as I was explaining, it's a lot more straightforward because it's much more simple, linear, right? Like I don't have to explain too much. All right. I cannot fathom why that was so difficult, but you know what? Who am I to judge, chat? Who am I to judge? A pig. Oh, they're just, okay, it's fine, chat. It's fine, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine at all. Oh, no. I forgot there are items there! Whee! It's okay, chat. It's okay. We can make this work. This turned into a screenshot stream, and it's, they won't, lol. Yeah, I want to see what kind of children would come out. Yeah, Pastor's right, they won't. Okay, so, alright, let's see if, Piggy... You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me! I hate this invisible pig. Why is it an invisible pig? Why can't it just be a normal pig? Why is it invisible? Why, Bloodborne, are you so unoptimized that we have invisible pigs on the PS5? But yeah, so just, I think I'm gonna have to reorder stuff and figure out how to do it. And like I said, it's a lot of long, lengthy explanations on a lot of, like, you know, miscellaneous things that help, contribute to understanding the Mensis mentality. The worst part is, chat, I can't tell if the pig is actually coming or not. Alright. Has to be coming now. Oh, it's coming. There we go. Invisible pig removed from the game, yeah. Are we sure the pig isn't a great one? It's got some pretty crazy arcane powers. I gotta give you that. Yeah! It's got some arcane magics, alright. Now we sit here and wait for the pig to show up. Please don't aggro me first. Please, I beg you. Don't tell me. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate this pig. I hate this pig. This pig can see me anywhere. Man, of all the times I wish I was a member of the choir. It could just, you know, numb my brain with some elixir. There we go. Alright. We're gonna do it like this, chat. Oh god, there's an... There's pigs everywhere! God, why is that pig gotta be so easy to... The day that Bloodborne gets on PC and I can finally have a free cam will be the happiest day of my life, chat. For this exact reason. I miss Elden Ring screenshots already. Okay. Now, if I have to, I will, in fact, kill the pig and reset everything. You know what? Because I'm probably going to do that. Let me open the shortcut. And this guy. Tanky little fucker. There we go. There are the stones. Taurus is having a bad time taking photos of scenery. You got it. Make sure nobody say that I didn't take a screenshot of the door. It's all basic generic crap, nothing of note. There we go. Come on, come on. Ooh. What if I hide? Nah, that's not gonna work. My best hope, chat, is that the pig won't see me here. I'll be able to take a clean shot here. This is my best hope. It's not gonna work, but it's my best hope. In fact, I'm going to move a little bit more this way and hope the staircase will block my way. I can't believe that worked. All right. This one's obviously a no-no. Now we try this one. Again, this is also not going to work. I'm just gonna say that right now. I can't believe that worked. Go do this, chat. We're gonna do this magic. Boom. Suck on that, bitch. Now we can loot the bodies, kill the dogs, and we'll be golden. I could have probably moved the camera a bit more to the left so we could have get a better shot of it without it like coming up the walkway, but I wanted it to be shown coming from that direction for sure, so. Hello, Yharnam dogs. Hey, buddy. There we go. Come on, buddy. Over here. Yeah. Alright. Oh, no. Whatever will I do, chat? Alright, we're gonna try to reset this guy one more time. I want to now get a shot of him walking up away from the broken cage that he burst himself out of, right? Come on. Alright, I should be able to do this real quick. Gotta hit square, gotta make sure I do my thing right, but I think I can do this. Huh? 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 Where's my pig? Chat! Where's my pig? Where is my pig? Where is my man-eater boy? Ah. Why is it never this simple, chat? Hello? Mensis? Can I join you? I think I'm crazy enough now. Pig's on cracks using invisible powers. My freaking god, this pig. Why is it always invisible? Worst part is I know that if I try to trigger it, it'll just appear like right behind me or whatever and instantly kill me. Like, I know that's exactly what's gonna happen. Yep! What did I tell you? What did I tell you? This stupid pig. That is so frustrating. Like, you have no idea, chat. Like, who thought this was a good idea? All right. What if we hug this wall? Nope. We literally have to be, like, right in front of it. Oh my god. Who designed this encounter? Just have the pig standing here. Why is it gotta pop in? No wonder it does have textures. What is this ridiculous BS? Working as intended. If it's driving me mad, yes. It's working as intended. The worst part is this is something not even a free cam can necessarily solve. I'd actually have to trigger the enemy first to start moving, and then I have to get myself out of the way, and then I could use free cam, theoretically. Alright. Alright, that was I think those were some good options. Yeah, we don't want that because of the grass. That one works, though. Yeah, it could be better, but could be worse. Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh. Alright, here's a curiosity, chat. Does this work? Like, does the pig automatically see me? Or does it just, like, appear? Oh! So now you spawn in! You piece of shit! Oh, shit. Well, at least if I had free cam, I know this is how I would make it work. Oh, chat. Oh, chat, the words I have to say to this piece of shit pig. Come on, buddy. Oh, you're still doing your thing, too. Just as from some programmers intended. True insight, yes. True insight. There we go, we got our shots. Wait. Wait, no, no! It confused me. It went from the roar to the not charge to just the plain walking to the charge. It got me. It got me. I thought I was in the clear, okay? Let me get my blood echoes back. Let me go grab my blood echoes. You saw that, chat. It looked like we were in the clear. We're gonna like focus all our efforts over here in the meantime. Get rid of any dogs. Oh. Come on. Come on, jump, buddy. Come on. I can't believe that worked. I was like, there's no way while I'm locked on this is gonna work. But nope, aiming to the right worked. Alright, there we go. More twin bloodstones. Feels good, man. Now, all we gotta do, chat, is wait for this guy to turn around, and then we'll do what we did. Bless me. You know what we did before. I should do some stupid glitching out as he goes down the thing. Oh, now you don't glitch out. I see how it is. There we go. Oh. Ow! I'm okay with that. Bless you. Thank you, Mercy. Worth it! Moments before disaster. I don't like that spark there. That looks good, though. That looks good. And the best part is this is a 4K shot, chat, so I can screen cap that and get it to be smaller, and it won't affect anything. I mean, sorry, screen cap that. I can crop that. It'll be fine. All right, let's kill this stupid pig. Then we'll worry about the other one. There we go. Yeah, PS5 is really good with the game footage crap. Ah, damn. Already got caught in 4K. Oh, that was a close one. The best luck I could have, chat. How would you prove each game if you had a chance for a remake? With Bloodborne, Dark Souls, well, for Dark Souls, I'll start with Dark Souls 1. Make the Gravelord Covenant work in New Game. There's no reason it should be New Game Plus exclusive. Absolutely zero reason. It gets way too little traction as it is. It needs to be made a base game thing. Listen, everybody knows what they're getting into when they're going into a FromSoft game. If you add, and again, this is another thing that they need to add, if you add an option to be offline or online at your own whim, players will simply opt out of the online play. If you choose to play online, you are choosing to get all the stuff that comes with online. That includes the Gravelord Covenant. So, yeah, do that. Oh, what the frick? Where the hell? How did he find me? So I would do that. For Bloodborne, what would I do to improve Bloodborne? Make the Chalice dungeons more interesting, so they don't feel like a bunch of copy-pasted assets. More variety in them, I think, would be nice. With more details and stuff, so they don't feel like they're just kind of like generic assets and stuff. Like maybe make them feel more lived in and things. Like I would do more to maybe flesh that side of the game out more. But otherwise, I can't really think of any major issues I have with Bloodborne. I'd say it's probably the closest to like a perfect game. I would say. I don't know how I would fix something in Elden Ring. Like Elden Ring, the thing I want to fix with Elden Ring is its freaking difficulty scaling. And I don't know where to begin with that, because Comet Azure exists. I would remove Comet Azure there. I would remove Comet Azure or the infinite mana thing, or make it so they don't work together somehow, some way. I don't know how you could possibly do that, but, like, do it. Comet Azure, it should never have existed. Period. And this is where the clipping could be nice. Because I got my character here no matter what I do. This could work too if we make it like this. Yeah, that's it. I don't know how you could justify it lore-wise or anything, but you could definitely set Comet Azure to ignore the infinite mana buff. Yeah, totally. That would be the first step. Make it so that way players actually have to engage with the game and not, like, ignore 90% of bosses. As much as I love for the meme, it's one of the stupidest things that From Software's ever done for game balance. Again, I'm not too familiar with all the other weapons, so I couldn't tell you there, but also make it where you don't have, like, super weak bosses as you scale out from the player. Yes, players can go in every direction, but they're generally going to be going within a certain radius, right? So you should actually make difficulty encounters based on that radius. So I shouldn't be, like, going all the way up to Storm Hill, going to some random far-off, top-right northeast corner of it to some catacomb, and fighting a boss which is as easy as, like, the first boss I ever fought at, like, the obvious tutorial catacomb right across from the Limgrave Heroes Grave stick, right? The Fringe Folk Heroes Grave, I should say. Like, stuff like that is just, like, it's so frustrating. Because it feels like you should have gone there earlier, even though there was absolutely zero reason or incentive for you to ever go there earlier. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, this was something where, like, if I only went that way instead of this way, right? Like, no. It's just, like, it's so out of the way, like, random why you would make that more difficult. You didn't see anything, you stupid frickin' pig. Come on. Come on. Come on! I dare you! I double dog dare you. I would say Elden Ring is a balancing issue, but that would imply it had balancing in the first place. They usually have a big update before DLC, right? I think traditionally they do, if I recall. But I don't usually pay attention to, like, balance updates and stuff, so I could always be wrong there. Alright, you're not working either. Fine with me. Oh, I do love patch notes. Is that so, Xavier? Good to know. Well, I did what I could, chat. Let no one say I did not get reference images for these stupid pigs. We got our bolt paper. Wait, what? Why are you looking at this random lamppost? You want to pay on it? Frickin' dogs, man. Oh. Come on, buddy. I will say, this is the weapon I find the easiest to time with the dogs charging. Like, I never whiff this when I'm in the short range like this. Definitely a lot easier for me, personally. Oh, I whiffed it there, though. Little dodge charge thing they do. No idea about when the update would be coming out. Okay, here's another fix for Bloodborne. Make this an actual gate that you just can't, it never gets unlocked. There's no reason for this not to be a gate. There's an entire street there behind it. It's obviously part of a larger main street and things. Like, just do it. Also, what the hell am I looking up there? Ah, yes, Bloodborne. A perfect game with no flaws in it whatsoever. Yes, 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 yes. Look at that. Look at that perfect game with absolutely zero flaws whatsoever. I already have shots of you. Ah, of course I die. Non-Euclidean architecture. Draw distance is like I'm actually a thing. I don't think it's draw distance. I think they just didn't try hard with that area. Because it's like, oh, it's off in the background above players' heads. You have to understand, chat. FromSoft games are developed in very one specific way. And they're designed with the idea that you will go in one very specific direction. And when you break from that intended direction, all the seams in their carefully crafted world come undone. So as I always say, chat, whenever you're playing this, just remember, don't look left, don't look right, don't look up, don't look down, and definitely don't look behind you. Bloodborne? Blood? Okay, maybe a little. Yeah, mercy. Just... What are you... Just a little. Just a little. Just a smidge. Just a tiny little bit. You might say. I feel like I have attempted to get behind that pig before and load back in. And I vaguely recall that not working. Now maybe I'm just inventing that memory whole cloth. And I really should try to do that. It's actually a good idea. But you know, I have 20k echoes on the line. Oh, you've got me. All From Software games are on a budget, honestly. I don't think budget is an excuse there. Listen, Miyazaki, if you could do the famous Japanese work crunch, you can make sure that you get a little bit of polish for those players that look up in the background at things. You know everyone looks every single little pixel of your games, trying to determine lore. You know they'll see it. Honestly, he probably thinks we don't want it. That's the real answer. Alright. My low-budget Japanese studio. AA studio. From Software has to be considered AAA at this point, right? Like, that had to have happened at least after Dark Souls 1, I imagine. Right? I'm not imagining that, right? I can't believe that worked, chat. I can't believe that worked. Huh. Elder Reviews made on $5, all of what Bamco has. Man. Oh, you've got to be. I have no idea what those terms actually mean. Well, fair enough, Xavier. I don't think the AAA industry knows either. Go on, buddy. Oh, you've got me. Was a little slow there. Woo! Woo! Oh! No! My This is what hubris does to a man, chat. I don't consider Blue Point a big studio either. I don't know. I think when you make like high budget remakes like Shadow of Colossus and Demon Souls, I think at that point you have to be considered at least a AAA remake studio. And again, you could disagree with like the stylistic choices they do with those remakes, but just in terms of actual like, you know, production quality and polish, they deliver. I forget which game has my least favorite dogs. I'd probably say Dark Souls 1 or 2 for me. Yeah, it has to be 1 or 2 for me, I think. I get the complaints about the Dark Souls 3 dogs, but I don't think they're that bad. I think they're just bad if you're trying to run away from them. I think that's like the main issue with them. Alright. I want to try something. Dark Souls 3 dogs are the worst. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, the only real issue that I can see is, again, when you're running away from them and they kind of just pop up from behind you because they frickin', like, you know, instant transmission around, right? Like, that I could see being a problem. Oh, God, chat. I don't remember where either of my other characters are at. We'll start with Lucarius. Oh, thank goodness. I have everything except the final Murgo Loft. That's nice. Whichever one is the one where they are very susceptible to knockback, so it's hard to hit them multiple times. I don't know which one that would be. I don't remember ever having issue with the dogs at knockback, but you never know. This is New Game Plus, right? So... do I have the shortcut unlocked? Please tell me I have the shortcut unlocked. Wah, wah, frickin' baby. Oh, I have not. Well. Oh no, Loki, please avoid the elevator. Don't worry, we're not going through that elevator. Oh. Ooh, guy was trying to do his own mini hit combo, huh? Well, I got many more than you. Alright. Hey, oh. Ow! And that's why I love these blades. The Blade of Mercy. Baby, you're getting sacrificed. Please act like Mom didn't give you birth at all. Didn't give birth to you at all. That's mean. Also, was this area always like a dead end? Oh. Well, we got more pigs to worry about here, so that... Just had to have that little pixelated thing in the corner, huh? What the hell are you eating, fatso? I love my imported pigs equally. I like them without many eyes, thank you. Excellent angle. Yeah, it was a very good angle, and I would have got an even better one if my elixir didn't run out. Why does it have a fully textured butthole? Because that's where you stick your hand in, I am. What do you think it's called a visceral attack for? Ah! Woo! I'm gonna get this shot, chat. I am gonna get this shot. It's the last thing I do. It might be with those. I imagine on New Game Plus they hit pretty hard, so. There's two of them. I thought there was just two. I didn't realize there was the three. I thought that was one of the two that go walk around. Oh no, oh no. Chat, this is a problem. Chat, this is what we call a situation. It's okay, chat. It's okay. Whoa! How am I not dead? How am I not dead? It's okay. I got this. I should be dead. Still, I think I got some very good shots there. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Let me... oh. Woo! I just want to... Don't mind me, bodyguards! There we go. We got two more of these, huh? I wasted a few. Alright, let's get rid of our problem children first. That's not good. That's a lot more damage than I expected. That's a lot less damage than I expected. Oh! That was close. That guy made me work for it. Oh boy. Oh. Can't run in this small corner, buddy. Ah, where's the other one? Ah, there you are. I think there's only 2 here. I don't remember there being more than 2. Here's another thing Bloodborne could add. Add the stealth feature that we saw in Elden Ring. Add a jump, as we saw in Elden Ring. These are all very good features to include. Oh. More blood chunks. Add the famous vault that we all know and love from the hit video game Demon Souls. Unironically, yes. The Demon Souls vaulting was peak! No, we're gonna try to get the We're gonna try to get the. We're gonna use our last elixir to get the one shot of that one guy who's just randomly eating. Again, I think these guys respawn, but I don't know, so we'll take the risk. Come on. That's a mother load of echoes. They respawn. All 3 of them? Because I don't remember the 3rd one. So I assume that it was, that it doesn't. But hey, what do I remember? Got some King Cold Blood here. Yep, all 3. Good to know, Pastor. Thank you so much. Woo! That was a mistake. I did that too early. There we go. And done. God, that is so much. Alright. Oh, come on, Fog! Why you gotta roll in like that? There we go. Alright, I am satisfied. Let's kill him. Woo. Come on, buddy. Would've been cool if I could get a shot with the lantern, but I don't think that was gonna happen. Well, if I ever get more blue elixirs in the future, I'll come back here. In the meantime, I think that's enough shots, honestly. Right? Like, we gotta get rid of this one, and that one. That one's too blurry. I think these work better. Yeah, this works better. This is where it starts getting blurry. Yeah, next 3. There we go. You get to see the noticeable difference. And like I said, I can crop this a little, so if need be, I will. Yeah, and this one too. Oh. And that one too. And this. Little too blurry for my taste. This could work. Little too blurry. Little too blurry. Blurry. I'll keep it. Blurry. Blurry. By itself, not bad. But if I wanted both of them, I think we could do better. Let's check, where's my gallery, chat? Let's check the gallery in general. Oh. Pretty good, I think. Yeah, so this is where we start. This is where we were looking at our pigs, right? He's like chowing on whatever. I think I like the chow down better than... Yeah, no, there we got the fog shit in the way of his face. Like, the face is the most important part. We can't have that. Oh my god, Chad, it's embarrassing. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to just deal. Oh my god. Ugh. Chowing on leaves. Yeah, I guess he really likes those leaves, huh? That's gross. Yeah, like I said, the fog is just, it's too thick there. It's unnecessarily thick. We got better shots in before. Yeah. This one I have to sort through and figure out. This would take me a while because it's a lot subtler what I'd want from this, right? This one's a lot easier to figure out, right? Like, I don't like this one with the face here just sticking. Like, if I'm going to use any of this, yeah, not this one, the face. I like it when it's at the height of it, the head is at its height, because then you can see the full snout and stuff, and it goes between the stuff just nicely. Like I said, I can work with cropping and stuff, so I can play around with that. That one's good, 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 that one's good. No, that one's not good. Maybe. No. Definitely not. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. That was the one that confused me, because he stopped, then he started again. It's like, what? Yeah, like, that's so much better than this one. All these for pig shots, chat. Remember. All these for pig shots. That'll do. Alright. Oh god, that looks awful. I don't think we want any of... Yeah, we don't want any of these. We want to see where he's coming from. I'm really loving this shot. I can crop this shot and do so much more. Like, this is good. This is very good. Very satisfied with that, chat. Honestly, imagine if we could keep the corpse around. and be able to just get a close-up on the eyes with our lantern. That would be cool. It's never gonna happen, though. I'm gonna need more blue elixir and crap. The only way for me to get insight at this point, I think, would be chalice dungeons and stuff, right? I only have... Oh, no, I still have a lot of Great One's Wisdom and Madness, so... I can work with that. And I know we've got tons of shots of you. I'm so glad I double-checked Bonfire VN's video, by the way, because I thought Bonfire VN was saying that in the cutscene with Rom, Queen Yharnam was pregnant, but no, I got confused and misremembered what was shown there. Because it's like, no, okay, the roses are present on the outfit, but she doesn't have the pregnancy, so... I thought it was something where she was pregnant in 2 of her 3 models, but no, she's not pregnant in those 2 out of 3. Very, very important clarification. I'll be honest, this may have been the most unwise decision I've ever made. Okay, there we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. When did she give birth? She didn't. When did Queen Yharnam give birth? She never did. That's the point. I forget that the Yharnam boss fight used the same theme that's for Logaris' Queen of the Vile Bloods. Oh, is that so? Is it the exact same boss theme for Queen Yharnam? I actually don't remember. I can't believe I lived that, chat. I can't believe I lived that. Now, granted, it's not like the tallest jump or anything, but like, still. I think so. Oh, I have to look at that again. I mean, it makes sense again, because it connects back to Annalise and stuff. I didn't know the name of the song was officially Queen of the Vile Bloods. That's cool. But I haven't heard a reused track like that outside of like Elden Ring and stuff in a From Software game since you know, DS1 with Gwendolyn and Moonlight Butterflies. That's cool. This is maidenless behavior, chat. This is maidenless behavior. Creating these corpses and then not making their cages actually properly fit on their heads. Come on, we can do better. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about with the whole Mensis thing. As we can see, as part of those little works that they've been doing, they tried to get in contact with the existing Great One, the Wet Nurse and stuff, or Murgo, right? So you can see they were trying to perform similar rituals to be like, hey, can we properly, you know, contact you again? Can you not, like, just, you know, kill us and leave our bones, like, scattered all over the floor? Please? Did she actually get pregnant then? Yes, she was pregnant. Yeah. When you get Murgo is not in the form that you would expect of a typical living Great One, so it looks like there was something that went wrong, where Murgo seems to still be alive, because Murgo's able to be, you know, accepted by Great Ones and stuff. Because again, if dead infant Great Ones could be accepted by the Great Ones, like, if that was something they were capable of doing, then there would be no issues, period. They want a living infant Great One, right? Because they could just go to a dream world, create a dream world, and then take the soul data of some infinite Great One, like even themselves theoretically, right? And just use that soul data in order to create a, you know, a quote-unquote fake infant Great One. But they don't want that. They want a legit flesh and blood child that is either of their blood or can be their surrogate. So yeah. Just double tell you, yes, it's the same song. Oh, that's awesome. It makes a lot of sense, but it's really cool that they did that. I never noticed. Hey, Moon. Okay. Yep. Nothing here that really wows me. But yeah, we can see that they were trying to actually communicate there, right? And it didn't work out, right? Nothing has basically worked. Murgo's wet nurse is basically stonewalling them because, hey, she got what she wanted. They got what they wanted as their deal. What more does she need to do for them, right? If they're gonna now bother her in that regard, she's gonna make sure that they get their what for. I don't remember if I actually have a shot of this. And this is the chest with, the Yosefka blood vial, though I've talked about this previously. I do not believe in this context it is supposed to be Yosefka's blood vial. I think it's supposed to be Murgo's blood, and they're using the Yosefka blood vial because that's the closest thing they could use with existing assets to a Mensis vial container. You know, it's dirty, it's kind of rough around the edges, right? Like, you know, it's not as fancy as the other bloods that, you know, unique bloods we can get, right? And, it's supposed to represent high-quality blood. And so it's like, okay, what better blood to represent them actually getting some extract from Murgo or something? And again, we can see what happens to those who try to approach and use and work with Murgo. And so it's like, oh, wet nurse will kill him. The wet nurse is the biggest troller. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think of her more, again, I think of great ones that they're imagined as gods, but they're more like devils or jinns, right? Like, you know, when you're dealing with, like, genies and things like that, right? Like, you've got to be careful what you wish for. You don't know how you might get it, right? Like, that's the idea I see when it comes to working with the great ones and stuff, right? They'll make deals with you, right? To get what they want. But hey, they don't care if what you want is actually what you want. She was completely fine with being like, hey, you wanted a brain with eyes? I gave you a brain with eyes. It's like, no, that's not what I meant, but it's like, but it's what you asked for. Yeah, we don't need any of this now, right? Obviously, if you come back after you, defeat the wet nurse and kill Murgo along with it, like, Yharnam's all happy. He's like, hey, my baby, stop crying. She's all happy. Again, this is also proof that, again, Yharnam isn't actually dead. She, at the very least, is able to traverse the dream worlds after she gets killed. Though I'm skeptical of whether or not, that's... her physical body is also limited and such. Because if you have her bodyguard still following her around and stuff, she's more than just a ghost and things like that, right? Do I do it, chat? I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Come on, give me another clear shot of that stupid brain monstrosity. If it fits the description you asked for, pretty much, yeah, exactly. That's the point. Again, when you work back a lot of the lore with the Bloodborne stuff, you realize that a lot of it really is kind of, it really is kind of the fact that you have a bunch of gods who are, at best, indifferent to your existence. And at worst, they're actively interested, but malicious. It's a little different from, like, actual Lovecraft, right? And like I said, it's a lot more got mix of that demonology and jinns behavior in there. Which, again, I have no problem with. I actually really like that about the Great Ones. It's like, yeah, they're people, and they have all the foibles that people had to, including the ability to act out of malice. I'm gonna get a shot of this, because this is actually useful to arguing Mikolash's importance. Because we see someone, essentially, in the prelude to the boss fight, bowing in his, the direction of his boss room. I can do better than that. There we go. Didn't evolve out of being petty. Listen, just because they can operate on higher planes, yep, doesn't stop them from being petty. I mean, look at Flora, right? Like, Flora knows she can get cheated out of her deal. She makes sure she gets her insurance with her collateral, I should say, with Gurman, right? Good old Gurman. Alright, so that's good. That'll be good to reinforce the idea that Mikolash is the overall leader. You know, you got some people, like, frickin', you know, prostrating themselves to him. Uh-huh. You know, now I'm wondering if maybe I should lift that bridge. Now I'm wondering if maybe that would be a good idea. God, I love this boss room, chat. Like, this is such a cool... Again, I understand why people may not like the Mikolash boss fight, because especially it can be obnoxious when you're trying to remember, like, what the cycle is, but I don't know, I have a lot of fun with it. I enjoy it immensely. He's the boss. Yeah, he's the actual boss, right? Mm-hmm. The owner / master of the nightmare. Take your pick on which you think is the more appropriate term. I go back and forth. I think, though, I think I lean more towards owner, though. I think that'd be the better translation if I had to settle on one. I'm pretty towards it, and I get it. I do hope, FromSoft continues to experiment with doing different kinds of boss fights that aren't just, you know, the traditional, if you fight the boss and, okay, gotta learn how to parry and to dodge and blah, 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 blah. Again, not that I hate those fights, just saying that I like the variety. And I want it to continue. I have to go downstairs, I think, right? Yeah, I think I have to go downstairs. Uh-huh. Is there a way I can quickly get down there without dying? I'm not so sure. Yeah, there's the roundabout staircase, right? Hmm. Yeah, I'll be honest. Actually, I don't think you can. Because you need the bridge up here, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to take the shot with the bridge. I don't think I can move it and then get back here and take this shot. I don't think the game will let me. It's always sick to have a memorable fight, even if it's not the most extreme challenge. Yeah, exactly right. Like, King Alon's fight will always be memorable, even though it's literally not a challenge. You'd have to force yourself to get killed. And even then, if you actually let yourself get killed, you get cool little lore reminder there with some of his, like, winning, victory dialogue. So, like, it's one of those fights that will always stick in my brain. It's such a cool idea and concept for a final boss. I hope that FromSoft continues to try to push themselves in that. And I hope they stop, again, like I was talking about earlier with Elden Ring's balance. Elden Ring's balance is just an absolute clusterfuck. It's an absolute mess. And I would love for them to, like, listen, we get it. You're going to make the hardest bosses out there. You're at that level right now. But can we have a bit more variety, right? Can we have some of those more, like, kind of weird, unconventional, puzzly type bosses and stuff? Instead of them kind of being like you get like 2 or 3 with the DLC included. Yeah, more experimental boss fights would be cool, yeah. I just feel like one of the problems that From Software has is because they become so focused on polishing their stuff, their craft and things like that, with stuff like Elden Ring, is that it loses some of that spontaneity and just kind of like random stuff that kind of, helps add flavor to those individual Souls games, right? You see it in Demon Souls, you see it to a slightly lesser extent with Dark Souls, you see it to you see a bit of that in Dark Souls 2 and stuff, right? Because the whole Dark Souls 2 is just, throwing things at the wall, see what sticks, right? So it's definitely there in DS2. Then you start losing that a bit in Bloodborne and DS3, though again, Bloodborne still has a little bit of it. Dark Souls 3 is where it really kind of tapers off, and then obviously with Elden Ring, like they're like, okay, we've got it down to a science, and it's like, we get that you got that down to a science, but then can you like work on something else that maybe you haven't completely figured out yet? You might discover something really cool there too. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy, but that's how I feel about it. Elden Ring boss fights were saved by their lore. Would I say that's true? Yeah, I think in many cases, for sure. There's always stuff to improve. Yeah, exactly. There's always somewhere, there's some other area, like, again, go back to Gravelord Covenants and stuff. Like, the fact that Elden Ring just cut Covenants out entirely, that's disappointing, right? Like, that's such a huge part of the game. Now, again, they haven't been mentioned in the promotion and stuff here, so I'm assuming they're not coming back, so it's like, wow. Like, you're just taking out that entire portion of your community? That's one of the most fun and unique little things. Like, you know, like, single-player RPG, but with some, like, online-type guilds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the play. Wait. It's not working on me, thank goodness. Oh, I see. It's just not... We have invisible frickin' winter lanterns now. God, wouldn't that be terrifying? An invisible winter lantern. I swear. Oh, it's ridiculous. Something that was just sadly cut during development. Yeah, I get it because they have to add NPCs. But no, actually, no, they don't. Because in Dark Souls 3, they cut out NPCs out of, like, 90% of their covenants, right? Like, there was no, like, talking with an NPC and having to create lore and backstory to justify. Like, you could have just had some random corpse body there and be like, oh, they left together the thing. Like, yeah, there were so many ways to do it, and they just didn't do any of it. I would have preferred that more than the frickin' Elden Rune, you know, frickin' Arc Rune or whatever it was that we got. I'll be honest, I find that totally dumb. It feels like a jank version of the Ember system, which was already, like, perfectly fine. So, it's weird. It's one of the cases where they somehow made the system worse instead of better in the polish. So it doesn't feel like, you know, one of those jank little things. Oh, cool, little thing that they're doing, right? It's where they already knew how to do it, but then they tried doing something else with it that was totally unnecessary. It's weird. Is it true that they wear similar outfits to the doll? Yes, the models used for the Winter Lanterns are basically a very stretched out version of the doll. Like, the limbs and stuff look very uncanny or what have you, but, like, they're 100% definitely based off the doll model. The proportions are just, like, again, like I said, weird and stretched out. Kind of like a cartoon character, almost. And, yeah. So who knows what they were originally planning with, the Winter Lanterns. Who knows? Anyway, chat, I think that's enough. It's been a decently long stream. I've had fun, like, running around trying to get these pig shots. I can't think of anything else that I'm missing in my screenshots department. Like I said, I have to sort through these things and probably copy them over, but, like, I think these are pretty good, right? I'm very happy with them. And I even got a little bit on the bridge and stuff in case I need that. Thanks for the lore dump today. No problem, I've got no problem with giving you a lore dump. Like I said, it helps me, like, chat with you guys or whatever, because I have been, like, had that outline sitting on the back burner for a while, but now that I was, like, looking through it and starting to work through it a little bit, I was like, ooh, it really needs some fixing up. But yeah, gonna end things here. Again, thank you guys so much for showing up. Always enjoy chatting with all of you while we're just kind of chilling. And I don't know when we're going to be playing Bloodborne again, but, you know, next time, it's always a good time to play Bloodborne. So, yeah, probably going to be HSR tomorrow so we can finish up the event, and then we can do the Dark Souls lore play the day after. So, bye for now.